Hey, hi, my name is Chris. Welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a vlog for 1,000 days. Yep, that's right, 1,000 days. So thank you so much for stopping by. Every day I talk about something uniquely different. So if you're not subscribed, a subscribe will be absolutely awesome. And today I'm going to be talking about the odds are stacked against you regarding marriage. Well, I think here currently in the UK, as of 2025, the divorce rate is at 42%. Now, these statistics are always flawed, I think, and maybe the true accurate percentage might be slightly higher, I think. So that means, say, roughly nearly 50% chance you'll stay together and 50% chance you will divorce. There's a lot of reasons why divorce can come about, and I think the median time for couples to actually initiate a divorce is 12.9 years here in the UK. And normally, I think it's 76% of the time, it's the ladies who initiate a divorce, which is quite high, which tells me a lot of the time the men want to stick around, 3/4 of them at least, want to stick around in it and be there for it, and you know, they enjoy being married. But there's a lot of reasons why people divorce. But when you factor it in, like, I mean, if you thought there was a 50% chance that you go to a beach and you might have a shark attack you, would you necessarily go into the waters? I don't know. It really does make you think that is marriage today something that's even worth committing to, worth doing? There's a lot of people that would shy away from it. There's a lot of people that probably don't necessarily buy into it. I guess it depends on you and the strength of your relationship with that other person. And there's a lot of people that get married and don't get married again. I've been married once. Would I do it again? That's a tough one. That really is. I think I'm 57 now. I wouldn't say no 100%, but I think the chances of that happening are very, very small. Never say never. There's a lot of reasons why people would say, I'm not going to do that again. Maybe for some people that was a painful prospect. Maybe that percentage rate is just too high. There is no fault divorces now here in the UK. They came in as of April, I think, 2022. So you don't even need a reason to divorce here in the UK. So if you woke up one morning and decided that it wasn't for you, you don't need to look for a reason. You don't have to wait a couple of years in order to initiate the divorce proceedings. You could just get on with the fact that you wanted a divorce. And probably you'd get that after a period of time. I think it might be about 6 months before that's when it might be ratified. So you don't need a fault. Before you needed to look at unreasonable behaviour maybe, or there might have been adulterous behaviour. But today you don't need to do that. Divorce it can have an impact on people. It can really make you feel that a failure. It can make you feel that you gave everything to this, but it just wasn't successful for whatever reason. There's a lot of, like I say, reasons why you'd want to exit a marriage. So if you don't feel fulfilled, if you don't feel happy, if things aren't going where you want them to go, or if you feel that it's something that it's just not for you anymore, then you've got to call time on it, haven't you? But looking at the current divorce rate and the probability of divorce being pretty high, I think maybe in my parents' time, I mean, they were a different time back then, but people didn't tend to get divorced. I think they stuck at it and saw it through. Now there's a percentage or a probability that if you're feeling like you don't want to, do you necessarily have to stick it out or stick it through? Sometimes some relationships can be better because of that. Sometimes fighting for each other, being there for each other, just seeing the difficult times through can make you stronger as a couple. After all, I always say it's it's the difficult times that really mould us, isn't it? The easy times, well, yeah, we appreciate them and we like them and we want the lovely times, but the things that we recall are the struggles in life sometimes, and the struggle we made in order to succeed at something. So giving up at the first hurdle may not be the right thing in a marriage, but it's absolutely so subjective. Only you know what you need to do. But I was blown away by the statistics here in the UK, 42%, and I believe in America it's possibly 55%. I read online, and that's a lot. That's quite high. So, and obviously 12.9 years, after only 12.9 years, I say only, it's actually quite a long time, isn't it? But after 12.9 years, the average person might seek to do a divorce. They've had enough of that relationship. I think getting married is a rite of passage for some people. Getting married, having a family, setting up a home, that forever and ever sort of scenario, it is magical. It's elusive for a lot of people as well, me included. I've never had that forever and ever. I've never really had that. I mean, I know couples who've been together and they absolutely are magically in love. They were so right for each other, and they just fit each other like a hand in a glove. And that's just amazing. That really is incredible. If you have that, hold on to it, because it's the value of it is incredible. And maybe that's where the delight of marriage comes in, knowing that you're betrothed to just each other, to the exclusion of everybody else. Wow, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And it just reminds me that love in all its forms, in whatever shape it takes, if you find that special person, you've got to hold on to that, and you've got to fight for it, and you've got to give it everything that you can. Don't get me wrong, if you've given it all you can and it's still not great, then I guess that's where divorce is an option, isn't it? But the percentage figures did kind of surprise me here. And it may be that they continue to rise as time goes on. I think relationships are difficult at the best of times. Many things can affect it, finances, money. There's an old saying, isn't there? A romance without finance is a nuisance. I remember hearing that many years ago. And it is true. Money can play a big part in a relationship. It can certainly terminate a relationship very easily. And it shouldn't do, really. I think if you've got somebody who just loves you for everything that you are, and if it means them having to work an extra few hours a week in order to make things work as a family, I think that's admirable. Because I think without being seeming sexist, I think most men would absolutely work an extra day a week in order to keep the family together and make sure that things were working and running well. And I'd like to think, there are obviously women out there who would do that too. So, as human beings, being married, being in a relationship, is it still regarded as something as highly as it did, say, maybe 50, 60, 70 years ago? I think part of me says I'd like to believe it does, but the reality is I don't think it does. I think today marriage is good for while it's lasting, and it may well mean that in that 12.9 years time that divorce is an option. And maybe the change in law in 2022 where marriage was seen as a no-fault divorce, then maybe that's a sign of where marriage is in today's modern society. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping and listening. I really appreciate it. And as always, I do a daily vlog, so if you're not subscribed, a subscribe would be absolutely awesome. And I will see you back here again tomorrow for what is part of my 1000-day vlog series. I'll see you then. Bye now.